Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so my name is Sarah. We'll just get started with introductions, let people kind of come in if they're running behind, and I'll introduce my team as well. But I'm a college success coach here, so I work with the FasTrack program, which you all were contacted about. Okay, and this is my colleague Erica, and then the associate director of our program, Domingo. And then is Chris going to stop in as well? Yep, so Chris will be in here in a moment. I think he's directing people on where to go. And what we're going to do today is just go over what the FasTrack class is. That way you can get a little bit more detail about how it's going to work. We'll have time for questions, so if you're wondering about something, just stop me and ask, and we'll talk about that. And at the end, there's going to be an opportunity to register for a 1-hour session to meet with one of the coaches. That way you can get enrolled. So that's what we'll be doing at the end, and we'll direct you to where to go because Ms. Kent, our support professional, is able to schedule you, and we do have some flexibility there. So we offer morning and evening appointments if you work and have to work around your schedule, because I know that a lot of you are very busy right now. Okay. Oh, and there's Chris. Wave, Chris. He's another one of the success coaches here.
I'm really President Ender, Stephen Ender of the College of Community College.
He says that every time. Okay, so we're going to just go through the basic, what is FasTrack? And like I said, just stop me if you have any questions, okay? So FasTrack is a 3-week intensive learning lab, and it's guided by professional tutors that are provided from our academic support center on campus. And we go through reading, math, and English, okay? So the reading and the math sections of FasTrack, if you qualify, are web-based, which means that you're led through a special program that we use at the college to help get you ready. English is set in more of a traditional classroom setting, okay? And basically FasTrack is a chance for you to get a taste of college life before the fall semester starts, and also a chance for you to possibly skip one of your AFP classes. And we're going to talk a little bit about what an AFP class is, just so that you have an understanding of that. Okay. AFP classes stands for Academic Foundations Program classes. And basically what that says is that based on taking the AccuPlacer test, which all of you have taken, you may need a refresher before you go into college level courses. So an example might be that when you took the writing portion of the AccuPlacer, when you had to write that 300 to 600 word essay, it's saying that you need to work on some skills before you go into English 101. AFP classes are really important because they make sure that when you go into that 100 level class, you're going to be successful, that you have all those skills that you need. And oftentimes, when you take the AccuPlacer for the first time, you might not be sure what you're going to get. Did anybody here know what to expect when they took the AccuPlacer? Was it kind of a surprise? No? Yeah? Okay, so what we want to do is give students like you who are right on the edge of testing up into the next class a chance to prepare and then retake the AccuPlacer. That is basically what FasTrack does for you as a student, because you don't always do the best that you could the first time that you take a test. Okay. FasTrack is also a great way to skip over a class. It takes 3 weeks, so you're going to meet for 3 weeks, Monday through Thursday, and we'll show you kind of a schedule of how that works. Versus 14 weeks, which would be in a regular fall or winter semester on campus. It also saves you about $400 in tuition, which is a big bonus. There are no book or supply costs, so you don't need to buy a book. You do need to bring your own supplies, like a writing utensil and a notebook, and then you have to get yourself to class, but that's all, okay? FasTrack also kind of gives you an opportunity to brush up on the skills that you might miss. So if there's an area that you can get stronger in before you take the AccuPlacer, that's what we want to have happen. And you are going to be taking one section of FasTrack, so either English, reading, or math, like I mentioned. So then when you retake your AccuPlacer, you're only going to take that specific section. That way you don't have to worry about anything else. Students who successfully complete FasTrack, like I said, get the chance to skip over into the next level of course. So for example, say that you retake the English portion of your AccuPlacer and you score higher, then what's going to happen is we're going to look at your score and get you placed into the appropriate class. So say that you signed up for English 97 and then you tested higher, we're going to get you put into English 100 or English 101, and we'll help you with that process because it's new to you, and we want to make sure that you get into everything that you're supposed to. There is also some placement holds that might be on your account, and we're going to go through a breakdown of how that will work for you as a student. Depending on how your AccuPlacer went the first time that you took it, you could be in a couple different scenarios, and we want you to be aware of that. Has anybody here gone through a new student orientation yet? Yeah? Did they go over kind of what your placements meant for you? No? Okay, so that's why we're here, is to make sure that if you have any remaining questions after those things, that we can answer it. So why don't we look at that right now, just as a brief overview. Okay, so you see 3 different student scenarios here. The first one is that you took the AccuPlacer, you placed into one class, so maybe you need a little extra help in your English. What we're going to do is get you into the English FasTrack, and then possibly if you test up into the next level, that's just going to go away. You'll get into your entry-level English class, and that's going to be the end of it. Maybe you have a couple subjects that you're needing extra help in. So for example, English and reading. That's a very common one to place into both. And when you do that, we also place you into PY97. Okay? And so that means that you have what's called an MND hold on your account, which just means that in order to register for classes, you need to meet with an advisor because they want to make sure that you're enrolling in what's right for you as a student. Now, if you take the AccuPlacer again with us and you test out of one of those classes, you'll only have one AFP class left to take. So maybe you test out of English and then you just need to work on your reading in the fall. If that's the case, then the PY97 class is going to not be required anymore. So we like to give people a heads up about that. And then scenario 3 is that you tested into all 3. And so when you retake your AccuPlacer, if you test out of one, they're still going to suggest that you take that PY97 class. And I just wanted to let you know about this because it is important to you as a student. And it's also important to know that we will help you meet with an academic advisor so that you have a plan. That way you're not taking classes that you don't need. Okay. So you're probably now wondering, how do I sign up for FasTrack? Because it's not something that you sign up for by yourself. We actually enroll you in it. You do need to attend an info session, which you did, so you've already completed the first step. And then the next thing that you'll need to do is complete an intake with one of us. So that's that hour appointment that I suggested at the beginning of the session to register for before you leave. Normally, it's just to get to know you. It's really casual. One of the coaches will meet with you and get you registered. We'll give you a roadmap to success to go over, and you'll see that in front of you, the blue sheet, this is what we're going to go over. And on the front, it's going to have a plan now. So these are things to be thinking about right now and before you come and meet with us. On the back, it's plan for fall. So those are things that are more in the near future that you might need to know about. And we're going to go through this with you to make sure that you're ready, because that's part of the program that we have at the college. So the first part is FasTrack, but we also do other things, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. We get an advising appointment for you, and we have 2 academic advisors who go through in detail an academic plan, so what you want to do and how you're going to get there, okay? And so, you know, if you want to talk about a career goal, if you're not sure what you want to do or what your major is, they're going to help you with that. Okay. FasTrack is 3 weeks, and it's an intensive learning lab, so it is pretty quickly paced. The labs are Monday through Thursday, and there are no exceptions about attendance, but it will fly by. So what we'll do is we'll talk to you when you go through your intake about what works best for you. If you're not a morning person, we're probably going to suggest that you get enrolled in one of our FasTracks that are afternoon or evening. So we want to set you up for success as a student. There is time outside of the lab that you'll need to be working on homework, papers, things like that, and we'll talk to you about those responsibilities that you'll really need to live up to, because it is very much going to be like a college class. There's also constant contact. So we're going to get you enrolled in a Blackboard, which is basically how we can send you little updates about what's going on campus and important things for you as a student. You'll be able to be in touch with the tutors that are leading the FasTrack lab through email and phone. And you'll also be able to complete a success plan. That way, when you are done with FasTrack and you've retaken the AccuPlacer, you're going to know where to go from there. Okay. Any questions so far? No? Okay. The final day is going to be business as usual during your class. So we want to keep you in the same routine. That way when you go in and you take the AccuPlacer again, you're comfortable and you feel confident and prepared. They'll have sort of a wrap up of everything that you've done, some time to relax and just, take it easy so that when you're going into the testing, you're not nervous. You'll retake the AccuPlacer, and it scores it immediately, so then you'll get a chance to sit down with one of the coaches and talk about your score and what it means. And that's when we're going to be able to swap you into classes that are appropriate for your new score. So hopefully what we'll do is we'll be swapping you into a higher level class and talking to you a little bit about what to expect in the fall. Okay. We do a survey as well, that way you can tell us what we did well and if there's anything that we need to improve on. Okay. Ms. Kent, our secretary, who will be able to help you schedule appointments today, will also be providing follow-up. That way if there's anything you need, you know where to go. And we will check in, send you messages, and make sure that you're doing okay for the fall semester as well. And like I said, we will have weekly communication. So how many of you have set up your GRCC Blackboard account yet? Show of hands. Anybody? Yeah? Okay. A few people? We're going to talk to you about how to do that, because that's how we send you messages about free events that are going on, campus activities, important deadlines like financial aid deadlines, because that sneaks up on you really fast. And we'll make sure that you get that taken care of before you start in the fall. Okay. We also do refer to tutoring services. Does anybody here know about our tutoring services on campus? No? We have a really great free program that's available to every student where you can go for appointment-based tutoring. There's drop-in, flexible lab settings as well. And we'll encourage you to check that out during FasTrack. That way you know where it is and you know where to go in the fall if you feel like you want some extra help studying. We also can do goal setting. So maybe you're just not quite sure what you want to do. We'll help you kind of go down that road. And then if there's, an organization or an activity you're interested in, we'll talk to you about that, because the more that you get involved here at GRCC, the better experience you're going to have. Okay. So next steps would be to schedule an intake, ask any questions today that you might have about our program, and make sure that you do grab a copy of the Roadmap to Success, because that has a lot of information on it that we'll go through with you. We will also have you attend a new student orientation if you didn't do that already, because I know that you already did. Did anybody else sign up for an orientation yet and just hasn't gone? Because I know they just started. No? Okay, so there are still plenty of spots available, and we can help you with that too. Okay? And keep in touch with us. We're going to actually have our cards set out so that you can have a direct number to somebody on campus that you can reach if you have questions or concerns. And that's what we're here for, is just to make sure that you have that person on campus to help you. And if you have questions, please ask me. We'll be around to go through different things and schedule appointments. So that's sort of an overview of what to do. Does anybody have any questions now that I gave you tons of information? Erica, do you have anything to add? No? Well, thank you. Okay. Okay, this is the schedule. Okay, so what you'll see. Okay, this is what everybody was waiting for. Yeah?
So we signed up what we thought online.
Okay.
Or whatever, and I guess that it didn't.
But we didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you,
Told us to go online or something.
did you sign up online on our online application where you put in your name? And Okay, yeah, we do check those, and Erica could actually probably pull that up at the end because we'll show you how to apply online. That way you can give us all your information before you come in for your intake appointment. That's a great question. They import that info, and then what we'll do is the second step is when you come in to meet one-on-one, we're going to be able to get you formally enrolled.
And
Okay.
Can you take more than one class?
Okay, can you take more than one class? That's a good question too. Right now, we're having it so that you can only participate in one because it is really intensive. So if you qualify for more than one class, what we'll do is we'll sit down and talk to you a little bit about what subject might be a better fit for you in the FasTrack program, okay? And based on that, we'll get you enrolled in the right class. Okay.
Can you do one in June and another in August?
Right now, we're only.
Or that's,
No, we're just enrolling for one. So what we would sit down and we would decide what subject that you'd like to enroll in, and then we'll talk to you about the scheduling and what one fits best for you. So you'll see that with every subject, it rotates morning, afternoon, and evening. That way you can look first at what subject would be best for you and then what time of the day. Because I know that a lot of people are working or busy or have prior commitments during the summer. And you'll see that our first session is starting June 10th, so that's coming up pretty quickly, and we do still have seats available in all 3 sessions. So if you want to get in right away this summer, we can get you into that still. Okay, great questions.
If they haven't applied, we can just have them apply when they do their intake.
Yep. Yep, if you haven't done an application yet with us, that's okay because we can sit you down on a computer when you come in our waiting area, and it's pretty quick to do. It's only about a 5-minute process, so it's not a big deal. It just helps us get more information about you, with an accurate contact number, email address, things like that, so that we can contact you for follow-up. Yeah, so great questions.
You did say Monday through Thursday,
Yep.
right?
Yep, Monday through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are yours. There is going to be some homework outside of class that you need to schedule in, but we can also kind of sit down and talk about that when we meet one-on-one to make sure that you have enough time available outside of that and work and different things. Okay, great. Okay, any other questions?
We get scheduled today for the intake.
Yep, what we'll do is if there's no other questions, we'll start doing some intake scheduling. So you can, if you have questions that you want to ask me one-on-one, just hang out in here and I'll talk to you or one of the coaches will. If you want to schedule that intake right away, what we'll do is have Chris, can you take them to Miss Ken? And she will actually get you scheduled and get you an appointment reminder card. That way you know. And we have plenty of time available still. So, if you need an evening appointment, we're offering those. We have some available next week still, and we'll get you in. Okay. Any other questions? No?
I think I'm just gonna have to go with you.
Okay. All right, so if you do have anything that you'd like to talk to me about or that you're wondering about, or if you came in late and want to get caught up, feel free to just hang out. Otherwise, Chris is going to show you where to go. All right, so for anybody that came in a little late, just come on over and I'll talk to you.